Troika is a brand consulting, creative design, and content group that holds the view that brands are a company's most valuable asset and that the most enduring brands forge strong emotional bonds with audiences and supporters. To assist brands in converting audiences into ardent fans, they adopt a fan-centric perspective that guides the way they think, create, and design. Their craft is a blend of art and strategic thinking to create a holistic and meaningful brand experience that builds highly engaged, loyal audiences. Using immersive live experiences, brand partnerships, PR, social media, and influencer marketing, Mission is a communications company that helps brands stand out by interacting with consumers from a cultural perspective.
You're watching America Trends. I'm Mary Burt-Godwin, and I have a very special guest with us today. Her name is Dr. Erin Rhae. She is a licensed naturopathic doctor, a psychedelic advocate, which I can't wait to talk to her about, and a facilitator and coach with WIT. And I believe our audience at home is very familiar with WIT. That stands for Whatever It Takes. It's the nonprofit agency that helps mentor teen entrepreneurs, and it's just a fantastic organization. We love the owner, Sarah, the founder, Sarah. Her and home has been on our show many times, and we also feature and interview many of the teens that come through WIT. And now we get one of the facilitators and coaches. So Dr. Biller, welcome to America Trends.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here today.
I am very happy. I have so many things I want to talk to you about. So first, let's talk about your relationship with WIT and how you got to know Sarah. You were just saying you've known her for about 11 years, I think, right?
I think it's at least 11. It might be 12, but I would have to check the math on that. Actually, our anniversary, now that I think about it, would be this month. It's September.
Your friend-iversary?
Yes, my friend-iversary.
So, and how did you get started with WIT? Because I know they really, rely on the kindness and the mentorship of professionals. So how did you get involved?
So at least 10 or 11 years ago, I was studying doing post-bac pre-med because I had a business and I had a job prior to becoming a naturopathic doctor and to going to naturopathic medical school. And I had met Sarah basically in a coffee shop.
Okay.
And then we went together, we were on a trip together, and then after that I needed something else kind of in the in-between of studying to really focus on, and there happened to be a class that needed a volunteer, needed some support. So I worked at that time in that rendition of WIT for 5 to 10-year-olds. So totally different audience.
I didn't even know that they had 5 to 10-year-olds.
Not currently though, it had a different rendition of WIT in itself.
Okay, got it.
So worked with 5 to 10-year-olds, totally different avenue, working basically on building a project in their school and then in their community and then in their state and then at basically the country level. And so WIT is totally different now. Now we work with teens, and now we work with teens to help them build their businesses, build leadership skills, and learn other ways.
It's truly remarkable. I've interviewed several of the teens.
Yeah, some of the teens I've coached and worked with, and it's amazing that they're able to present
incredible.
to you.
One gal zoomed in from India. She got up at 3 a.m. her time, and how articulate and passionate and driven they are. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So, and I know that Sarah and what you do really helps nurture that and foster that and gives them a place to go with questions and something to look up to. So you also, now you teach classes, college credit classes, I think, right?
Yes.
So talk to me about those college credit classes.
So those college credit classes are great. It's 6 weeks. We work on leadership skills, we work on business skills, and within 6 weeks, people are actually able to build a business from start to finish. Our last class, usually our second to last classes, they'll pitch them to other entrepreneurs, people that might be interested in their businesses, people that are doing similar things to what they're doing, to investors and to various community members. So it's a great opportunity to start something and be able to finish it.
And what kind of business, are they learning, what's the difference, what's an LLC and that kind of thing? Or what kind of skills are they learning?
That's usually not WIT 101 or the beginning class, the leadership and skills class, but we will take that there if that's something that they need to know. In one of my last classes, I had to talk about a non-disclosure agreement and what an NDA was and what that actually meant when a person was asking you to sign one of those. It starts basically with finding simple things like putting things onto the calendar to make sure if you're making an appointment with someone that they are able to always know that they have a calendar invite. And then we work on research.
That's genius, even basic things like that. Because I'm floored by how many times I'll talk to someone about a meeting and we'll set it up and then I don't get an invite. And I think, you got to send a follow-up invite and get the person's calendar on, because I'll say yes and then I won't remember in a week.
Well, that's a rule for me. That's a rule for me at WIT, and that's a rule for me in my personal life. It's not on the calendar, it doesn't exist. So you definitely have to make sure that it's on the calendar.
Yeah. And do you also go into things, I'm getting into nitty gritty here, but things like, writing agendas for meetings and things like that?
Yes, writing agendas for meeting, writing a business plan, really working on what are your goals that you're looking for, what is the audience you're going after, what is your target market, what do things cost. We work on research and development, we work on marketing, we work on advertising, we work on, again, you might have a really large idea, but how do we scale that to something that you can do now versus how do you then scale that in the future in 3 months, 6 months, a year, 5 years from now is what that is.
It seems like these need to be things that are taught in school.
Right, I hear you on that.
I mean, I love that WIT does this because I feel like these are important things that people need to know. And of course they need to know what they learn in school as well, but I think that some of that information, my daughter just texted me about an AP World, class that she took or test, and I think, are those skill sets really you need to know about agendas and business meetings and those kinds of things. But anyway, that's where WIT comes in.
This is a real world class. These are the things that are not taught in the classroom, but like you said, these are life skills and these are business skills for now and for the future as well.
And did you say they can get college credit for
They can, absolutely. It is not required for students to be a part of the college program. Sometimes that's too much pressure for a teen in their first rendition of the class. And so maybe they just want to take the class for that experience. We offer other classes that they can come back to if needed to take it for college credit. I really prefer to teach the college credit because it's great for teens to have those credits going into college. I was sharing with someone earlier, I entered into college basically as a sophomore. I could take all of the classes I wanted to take, and then in turn I saved a ton of money because I was able to graduate school early.
Yeah.
In that way.
I know. I mean, that's a real thing. College. How expensive college is these days is a big hot topic. And I have 2 girls and are teenagers that they're going to be doing that soon. So I'm thinking any help that we can give them would be amazing.
On the front is beginning. And also, we're a little nicer than your average college professors. We're definitely to the point and we're here to support you, but we don't do a lot of hand holding or things like that. We're here to support you in a real world to build your own business, but to set you up for success so when you go to college, it's easier to be familiar with the process of working with a collegiate professor.
That's amazing. And how long are the classes?
Usually they're about 6 weeks long. They're about 6 weeks long. Sometimes they can be a little bit longer, I taught a class last time that was 8 weeks long, but they usually are always within a quarter or a semester. You're really able to, again, start and finish a business in 6 to 8 weeks.
And how do you know, like we were talking before the show started about my daughter and, how would I know if it's something that she would be interested in? What are some of the keys you look for and who you let into the program? Because I don't think there's an application process.
There is an application process and there is an interview process. We do not have every single person that applies come to the program because it's not adequate for some individuals. I think the biggest thing we want is someone that has an open mindset and really does have either an entrepreneur or a social entrepreneurship sort of mind. They want to give back. They want to focus on building a business. They're interested in making money for themselves and for the greater good. They're interested in learning outside of the classroom. They're also really about being of the doing mindset rather than being lectured to and being assigned just assignment after assignment. They want to sort of be a self-starter as well.
And, because one thing is my daughter is busy with dance and a couple other things with the school. So, juggling all that stuff. Because I've actually talked to other moms. I think, oh, your daughter would be so great for this. And she's like, she has no time. But I feel like, what do you say to people that maybe have the time commitment?
Yeah, we get that at WIT. We understand about the overscheduling. We understand about the busy lifestyle.
It's a real deal.
It is a real deal. There's a lot of obligations you have. There's all these requirements. So for us, what we do is we do run the program online. That way people in different states, in different countries do have access to the program. It opens up the capacity for different mindsets to be in the program. And the other thing we do is, since it's 6 weeks, we want you to be able to carve out time for that. And we're really focused on doing, not necessarily just on, again, being lectured to. So every class has a task that is associated with it. There's an agenda beforehand. There's an assignment that's due. It runs really fast, but it is sort of similar to the real world.
And is the class, I apologize if you already mentioned this, but is it a live, like you say join the Zoom at 7?
It is. You join the Zoom at 7. If you are a minute late, that's points off.
Okay.
We really want to also instill in that. Just
And you have to have your camera on, please.
You do have to have your camera on. That is
that
also
drove me nuts.
major points off if there's no camera on in that way. / won't be in the class if you choose to not have your camera on, because we want people to show up who want to be involved and who want to really participate. And it creates a culture of collaboration and community when we're able to be camera on and present.
Well, and I think, in this day and age now where so many meetings are moving to Zoom, you really need to learn how to engage properly on Zoom. I mean, I think that sounds weird, but that's a real life skill set.
That is a real life skill. I mean, we had many different videos that went all around the internet about how people don't know how to.
Exactly.
So maybe that actually is a WIT class or a teen tip that I can teach, which is how to behave on Zoom.
And
it's a great idea.
Things to do and don't do, and mute yourself, and make sure you're, all the things. So I've got way more questions about you and your practice as well.
Yes,
so
I heard other ones.
Take a break.
Okay.
So everyone at home, we are talking with Dr. Erin Biller. She is a licensed naturopathic doctor and an advocate of psychedelics. So I'm going to ask you about that because we've got lots of questions about that. And we can find her at drbiller.nd on Instagram. And you're also a facilitator at WIT, which we love. And we'll be right back right after this quick break.